Okay, to start off, what field do you currently work in and what is your education?
I'm a lead front end developer for Ulta Beauty. And my education, I'm largely self-taught. I just recently finished my degree in IT software development. So,
And what inspired you to join this field?
so it's kind of a long story. I've always had a background in math and science. I've always been interested in problem solving, um, kind of puzzles, board games, everything that you could just get your gears turning in your mind. But I also have an interest in art. I was a painter for a long time. So front end development kind of combines those two interests with the problem solving part, with the coding part, but then I get the visual aspect that I like because front end development, you're design or not designing, but coding out UIs, user interfaces for people. So like the website, I do all the website work for Ulta.
Oh, okay. And who inspired you to join this field, if there is any?
I don't know if I really have an inspiration because when I first started coding, this was probably 1998 or 1999. So like women in tech didn't really exist back then. But it was just always something I liked.
Hmm.
Um,
And is working in this field one of your passions?
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And did you pursue this field of fashion early in life, like right after high school, or like later?
It took me a while. I had after high school, I had a couple of small jobs. I taught science summer camps for kids. I did a lot of like PR marketing work, social media when that first started becoming a thing. And then it kind of transitioned because I was working for a small company and I did all of their online marketing, but then they also needed a website. So that was like my first jump and transition into this field as I built out and developed their website along with all of their marketing campaigns. And then it just kind of grew from there.
Yeah. And is there something you wish you did differently during your journey in entering the field?
I wish I would have started about 10 years sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your current work field male dominated, and what challenges did you have to overcome to assert yourself in your work field?
It can be. It really just depends on the company. I've been at companies that like most of the developers are females, which is fantastic. But the majority, I would say that's an outlier, especially for like software development.
Yeah,
Uh, we're probably in my experience, less than 10% of, any tech is female.
yeah,
Uh, so there are challenges depending on the company. So if the company is more male dominated, you do have to be more assertive. Um, Make sure like, no, like it has to be this way because of X reason,
yeah,
uh, that you just really stick to your guns and just make sure you're heard. I do feel like you do have to kind of prove yourself a little more too, especially in those situations.
right. And what gave you the confidence to choose to pursue your passion in college?
I would say curiosity and seeking answers because my first job coding, I was the only developer. I didn't have a mentor. I
Right.
didn't have anyone to turn to for answers, and I didn't really know where to go next for learning. So that's why I started the program in software development because I wanted to expand my skill set, but I just didn't know what to look for or to ask.
Right. And how did you deal with stereotypes of girls going into STEM throughout high school, if you did go through any?
I mean, I've always been stereotyped as kind of a nerd. So I'm kind of used to it. I just kind of didn't let it bother me because I knew high school was just temporary and it's a transition into adulthood.
Yeah,
So you're working on finding yourself. So if you fall into a certain stereotype, who cares? Like you don't have to follow the stereotype exactly. Kind of just pave your own way and do what you like doing.
yeah, definitely. And what advice would you give to young girls who don't feel confident in committing to their passion?
Hmm. And it depends. I guess my advice would differ depending on why they don't feel confident. right? Do you feel like your skills aren't there? Because that is kind of an easy fix. Like you can look for places to improve your skills. Or if you're not confident in public speaking, which was my downfall, I'm like personally a shy person. So I'd purposely put myself in positions where I had to speak to groups of people so I get used to it. So it's kind of just expanding, getting outside of your comfort zone and just pushing yourself.
Right. And what advice would you give to girls who want to pursue their passion in a career but don't know how to?
Conferences, you can find groups, you can, Reddit groups, Facebook groups. Um, there's a lot of support online, and especially with, MathMinds. I was kind of looking at your website, like it looks fantastic, good support, just encouragement.
Right. And who were and are your female role models, and who are the female mentors in your life, and what impact did they have on your choice to be in the STEM field?
I would say, I wouldn't say it's like a mentor, but she was kind of a role model. One of my previous managers that I worked with, she was fantastic. She was like on the ball with everything, was very solution oriented, just like got things done.
Right.
And she was very assertive. So I learned a lot from how to assert myself from her. Um, and a lot of it, especially with software development, if you see a problem, they might not be, the business might not be as open to fixing it if they don't see a business value.
Mhm.
I think I got off track, but like one of my favorite managers always kind of framed it as, what's the business value of the solution we're trying to implement?
Mhm.
So I really just learned a lot from her. I think she's probably the biggest impact on my career.
Mhm. Right. And what does a female role model mean to you?
Hmm, kind of a deep question. How do I summarize this? Um, Someone who encompasses your values and um, morals, and also someone who you can see has impact in a way that relates to you.
Mhm.
So, and someone you can learn from. That's probably what I would look for in a role model, and what it would mean to me is just someone who I can grow from.
Mhm. Yeah. So those were all the questions that I had for you today. Before I end the recording, do you have any questions for me?
No. So obviously you like STEM. What is your preference? Like what do you like to do?
Uh, um, I want to go into the medical field, specifically like neuroscience and like neurosurgery. So yeah, that's where I'm going, or I'm like want to go at least.
That's awesome. That's exciting.
Yeah, thank you.